And we've got some more money. And an herb.
And apparently we're offline. Or it's coming back.
And another herb. Yep, so far in the mountain cave, we've got lots of cash and lots of herbs.
Oh, and Tristal found another blue dragon, so he's finally going to get his level. And yes, there was 3 gold and 2 herb chests in that mountain cave, which means there's probably not going to be gold in the treasury.
And at 15.5 minutes in, Tristal makes it to level 2.
Yeah, it's probably up to Azrael's best interest to get back to the while he's going back to the castle.
That's one way to get back to the castle.
I know. I was hoping to get there a little safer, but yeah, that's gotta save now and try to find a town with 1,200 on you. Considering you still need 400, 375 to level.
And Tristal going to save at level 2.
I think he talked to him 3 times. He's like, wait a sec, I only need 6. I need 16 more. Bring on the blue dragons.
Now a scorpion on Azrael's side that hits pretty hard. Oh, and the mini wombo combo for Tristal, getting the sleep and baby breath. It's the light wombo combo.
It's diet wombo combo.
Diet wombo combo, there we go.
Oh, he's gonna try to run from the metal slime. If only he knew he could probably kill it at level 2.
Well, true, if he did see the power gain that had occurred from level 2, it might be a chance, but he also doesn't know that the metal slimes, he doesn't know whether they have 7 hit points or 107.
Oh yeah, well, in this early game, you gotta be exploring. You gotta figure out what everything has. Yeah, the first one hits you really hard. Like, this time he's casting Stop Spell. So, if he hit now, he's gonna try to maybe attack it. And he does. Oh, it has more than 6 health, though. Oh. Yeah, that may dissuade him from trying to attack it again.
That certainly could be a factor here in the early going. So far, just 17, almost 18 minutes in, it has been a dubious money seed, as in the throne room we had the dragon scale and the stones of sunlight, but otherwise the cave just to the immediate northeast of Tantagel Castle, the tablet cave holding a gold chest, and Tristal taking out that metal slime.
Yep, so it has just over 6 health. Not much more, but it has over 6. So he was able to get his kill and his plenty of heal spells. Now, if he decides to just stay here and grind for a while instead of stopping at level 4, he could take a decent lead here.
Okay, I was wondering if he was going to hit. I saw that the metal slime attacked him and deathed him. I was wondering if he was going to instinctively reset, but he did not.
And he only needs 1 more experience point to level to get to 4. So literally 53 was level 4, and then you need 460 or so to gain the next level.
Yeah, it goes from 53 to 503 to go from level 4 to level 5.
Ah, so yeah, 450. But now he's just gonna try to fight everything and see what he can hit and what he can't.
Well, Tristal in this case opting against the red slime.
Oh, our friend Gollum has heal. There has been 2 caves, well, technically 3 caves, but no towns found. The 3rd cave does not seem to be reachable right now. It looks like it's blocked behind mountains, so it might be a swamp cave connected continent.
Yeah, regardless, it is not immediately accessible. Tristal finding a blue dragon that runs away. And I don't believe either of them have tried exploring the southeast, as Ryu asking in chat.
Ooh, the Star Wyvern only had died to a 5 damage, but the big thing was it had sleep, so Tristal was able to stop spell it, hit it for 5, and gained a level.
And is now up to 4, and wasn't sure if he was going to go back to the king to save, or possibly next time a death occurs, and now he's going to go into what we know as the Tablet Cave, and is going to take that walk that'll get him some money.
And he does know there's at least money in the top of the mountain cave, so he does know that if he can pick up another stash of cash too if he needs.
So far we've only seen 3 enemies that are killable: the Star Wyvern, the Blue Dragon, and the Metal Slime, and the most experience fruitful of them is the Metal Slime with 38 experience.
And it's rightful. The Metal Slime should be the one that's worth all the experience. Wait, that's only 38. Never mind.
Yeah, if that's the most for this entire game, we are going to be here a while.
Thankfully, there will be better stuff out there. It's just a matter of when can they actually kill the better stuff.
I must have blinked and missed it as chat informing me that Golem has 77 experience.
Ah, so Gollum didn't have a lot of health. It's just the big thing was the spells, and hopefully he doesn't punch you. Although he didn't hit that hard, but as long as you stop spell him and get rid of hurt and heal, then he's manageable.
Oh, and a Kaishin Negata on the Blue Dragon.
Those wily blue dragons. Usually when you see them like playing the game vanilla, you're great because you can run away from them because they're pretty easy to run from. But yeah, they're wily in this one, in this Chaos Seed. It technically is possible, Blinky, for there to be no enemy to give over 100, but that would there's what, 34 enemies, 32 enemies that aren't the Dragon Lord in the game, so that'd be extraordinary odds to pull that off.
Yeah, the 38 enemies, to have them all be under 100 experience, that's probably about the similar odds to finding the searchable spot in a Sparkover Bridge area.
Oh, that's much worse.
No, it is much worse.
That's much worse. Also, that does bring up a good point. Is anyone going to bother searching those 2 swamp tiles? Because we all know that it's a disqualification if you don't search a Sparkover Bridge, land on a Sparkover Bridge.
He says that tongue-in-cheek, folks, as... Yeah, Sparkover, one of our runners here in the Dragon Warrior Randomizer community, appreciative of, usually it's 1, but sometimes in this case 2 spots that a bridge just kind of gets locked into, and in the about as likely as hitting the Powerball and Mega Millions jackpot in the same week is the likelihood of the Overworld search spot being one of those Sparkover Bridge locations.
Although I did see a race once where a town was actually a searchable spot. They actually had to go into the town and leave it in order to search it for an item.
One of those rare, rare interesting things. We've already seen here in the tournament, there was also a town that was in the access point to Sharlock.
Well, Dragon Lord was getting smart. He finally decided instead of hiding behind a swamp, he was going to hide behind a town.
Rather brilliant. And Tristal resetting after an Axe Knight. Azrael opting to run from the Blue Dragon, perhaps going to give another try into the Mountain Cave.
I think he determined the Blue Dragon is hard to hit, and only going to give 7 experience, so it's probably not worth the time. You know, you'd rather try to kill the slimes or the golems.
And McGrew noting in chat, McGrew, the creator of Dragon Warrior Randomizer, that on average about 13 enemies will have 100 or more experience.
And the max experience or gold you can get from an enemy in this game is 255. But part of the Chaos Randomizer is to snuff out which of those enemies give a lot of experience, because odds are you're going to be farming them later when you've gotten all of the key items and you're just trying to get to a level to beat the Dragon Lord.
Indeed, and noting in chat only 13, but that's 13 out of a possible 38 enemies, so that's a little over a third of the enemies will have over 100 experience, on average.
So Tristal decided to go jump into the mountain cave so he can maybe get his mass supply of gold and herbs.
And he runs into a fire-breathing wyvern.
Yeah, I think the giant swamp is keeping them from actually checking out what's to the south. Tristal's thought is, I sure hope there's an Erdrick sword in this cave because I am trying really, really hard to get in here. Yeah, they got a lot of magic, but the only thing they can use it on is heal. So, oh, and there was a town just on the other side of that south swamp, so close to the castle.
Oh, wow. And it's Cantlin, the proverbial shopping mall of Alefgard.
2 delicious shops, and a third when you get a magic key. So hopefully they're going to find some cheap stuff there, like a 2 gold broadsword. I don't know, I like the 13,000 club. It's probably diamond encrusted, so it does extra damage when you hit with the diamonds.
So a broadsword, which normally costs 1,500 gold in the vanilla version of the game, and gives 20 additional attack power. Only costing 2 gold, and the 3 gold chainmail, is that what I saw?
Yep, a 3 gold chainmail. So he's got a good weapon and at least a set of armor to get going. That's probably all you need, because having the attack boost from the broadsword might be enough now to start killing things, like the metal slimes in 1 hit. Guarantee they die in 1 hit.
Well, Azrael didn't really have that issue before, but now it's without question, with the broadsword being the 3rd best weapon in the game.
So the Tristal gets those goodies inside the caves, walks out, takes about 1 or 2 steps, and much like Azrael on his way back to the castle, dies.
Ooh, and scorpions being problematic as well.
I mean, if he can save this 1,000 gold, he can buy a good 500 broadswords, you know. That might be enough to be able to kill stuff. And hopefully he goes south, which it looks like he's going, so if he can actually make it to the other side of this swamp, you know, he'll see that town.
He was going to give the metal scorpion a try, and nopes. Oh, wait a minute. Setber, I believe, noting in chat that I'm looking to confirm it here, but I thinks that Azrael may have reset before buying the sword.
I don't know. I didn't see. You see, Tristal made it into Cantlin, so he's going to get his couple of goodies here. Yeah, you're right. The princess would have the sprite of a sword in the hand if she was wielding a sword. Another thing that I don't know if Azrael didn't have the money for, but the large shield is only like 200 and something, which is what Tristal picked up.
The large shield, the second best of the 3 shields in the game, giving an additional 10 defense. Plus the chainmail giving 10 defense. Normally 300 gold, only 3 gold in this, so a nice 99% discount.
It's a going out of business sale. Everything's got to go. So they got themselves some good starter gear. I think, you know, the big thing now is you just got to find enemies to start killing now. And they're obviously, with the low health that they have, they're not going very far. So they need to bite the bullet, I think, and try to gain at least that next level.
Well, Azrael exploring right around Cantlin and gets roasted by a Star Wyvern.
Which we do know only has 5 health. If he could actually attack it, it will pretty much die quickly.
Yeah, and it gives 9 experience. That's kind of the drawback to it. But Tristal looking to traverse through the swamp, and he finds another town.
Hey, just had to brave the swamps to get to these towns. Hopefully this will be a useful town, or it's guarded by an Axe Knight.
Oh, well, at least he knows that it's there. It's just a matter of getting there.
That's a pretty hefty walk to get there, though. That's going to require a bunch of attempts, potentially. Well, it also could be Hawksness, and he could be, like, out of luck.
If that ends up being Hawk's Nest, that would definitely be some Triss fortune.
Well, it looks like Azrael has given up trying to explore, and now his sole purpose is to grind. He was running around in the swamp for a while. Maybe he's going to explore up top here, but I think it's a dead end going north, so I think he's finally decided to just start farming.
And just come back to that town later.
Oh, I think maybe what he's doing is he's going in here to at least get the first gold chest so he can buy that large shield.
It could be a possibility.
I mean, it could almost be a ghetto gold grind. He could go in, pick up the 3 gold chests a couple of times. Although I don't know if there was anything more expensive than that large shield that was worth it. Because we know the weapon shop had literally garbage in it, except for the broadsword.
Yeah, and that as far as value, that was going to be your best value, and it turns out it's coal.
Ooh, a potential free item just deposited on the ground. And it could be something really good, like a fairy flute. Well, the golems give good experience, at least.
All right, is this where the hashtag not random enough comes in? Oh, 6109 for the silver shield.
And Tristal bought the chainmail this time. I don't know, or no.
Half plate for 50.
Oh, half plate, okay. So minor upgrade, but you know, he knows that there's where the silver shield is if he ever ends up saving up that much.
Ooh, and the werewolf just one-shotting Tristal.
Well, the half plate's worn in now. Oh, apparently Azrael killed a ghost for 129, and they do not hit very hard.
I was noting that as well. He was able to get that excellent move, the Kaishin no Ichigeki, but he gets torched by a wyvern. So now only 131, so potentially 1 ghost and 1 other thing for Azrael to get to level 5.
Well, that broadsword helped increase his damage from 5 to 20 on a metal slime. I think that was a worthwhile pickup.
Oh, definitely. Especially for the value of it. I was debating whether or not to call it early, but I think at this point, given what we've seen, I may have to. I believe that is our Jim Perry sale of the century for this game. Love throwing that in there every once in a while.
No words escape my mouth.
So Azrael grinding right around Tantagel and the Tablet Cave. Tristal opting to run away from the red slime, and given how hard they've been hitting, not a bad decision. Ooh, Azrael getting one shot by a Druin.
And Tristal got two shot by a Wolf Lord. Yeah, I think Azrael is just going to farm here because he knows a couple of monsters he can kill now, and Tristal just wants to find something else. He's not convinced that there's any good experience or use being around the castle anymore because everything hurts.
As I look in chat, well done there, pun boardist.
Oh, another swamp. First thing you want to do when you see a swamp, go across it, because it's worked for 2 towns so far.
Indeed, it allowed him to find Cantlin as well as Cole. Cole providing the Fairy Flute in its vanilla spot, one of 3 searchable items or searchable spots in the game, the other being a guarded one in Hawk's Nest, and then of course the potential overworld spot. The Erdrick's armor is guaranteed to be in one of those 2, so it could either be in its vanilla location in Hawk's Nest, or it could be in the overworld spot, but we won't find that out until our racers get a magic key.
And there is a chance that the token will not actually be in one of those spots, Erdrick's token. It could be in a random chest that's still in the game. So yeah, their best way to figure that out is either get the Hawk's Nest and search the spot, or find a magic key to get into the poor lonely old man in Cantlin and find out if there is something on the world map.
And Azrael finding a dead end on the other end of a swamp. A dead end desert that has a pesky blue dragon. And an armored knight.
Who doesn't hit very hard, but you know you can't hit him very hard either.
As noted by Ryu in chat, a slap fight.
I'm just hoping that he has a low amount of health. I mean, he could stick this fight out for a while. He has a lot of heals and a lot of herbs. Oh, he has lots of armor. He just has a toy axe. He has a rubber axe, is all.
Drumboardist, I believe that the noodle or easy to kill monster is the blue dragon.
There's also a chance the Chimera, Star Chimera, could be too, because it died to 5 health. It has sleep, so it's not a wet noodle that you really want to mess with unless you needed to.
Well, Azrael does take out the Armored Knight for 39 experience.
He is nickel and diming his way there. He's less than 50 experience away from level 5, finally.
Just 45 away.
Tristal's getting a lot of exploring done, but he's not finding a whole lot. He's just finding all the boundaries. And another cave.
Cave, okay.
Oh, and his first Drakey. He's about to get a surprise.
Yeah. Not the surprise he was hoping for.
Oh, so the wolf has heal, and it looks like it's possibly killable. Get stop spell on him. Should be able to take him down. He has lots of magic left.
Metal Scorpion with a back attack on Tristal, who runs away. Azrael gets the stop spell on the wolf.
And he's probably going to be worth 10 experience now, right?
If that's the case, I'm going to leave it noted in commentary that that commentator's curse was brought to you by High Spirits.
Hey, at least I didn't roll the seed, okay? 92.
92 and 155, okay. And that's going to get him to level 5.
Which is not a very exciting level.
Oh, man. All that effort, and 2 strength, 7 agility, 0 hit points, and 8 magic points.
And here comes another epic slap fight with the Armored Knight. The villain of the next round. One of these individuals will be moving on into that next round to face Amazing Ampharos.
Yeah, Amazing Ampharos joining us in chat. He is the top seed overall in the tournament here, and he will be taking on the winner of this match. As the quarterfinals will be set after tonight. And one of those quarterfinal matchups, you'll be able to see, oh wait, a Druid for 121 and 100.
Oh, and with all that extra armor equipped, he was actually able to withstand its attack. It was only doing like 10 to 15 to him.
So that'll get him a lot. If he can find a few more of those, that'll get him a lot closer to being caught up. And I say that tongue-in-cheek, as it's only about a 300 experience difference.
Yep, and Azrael is working on a wolf right now. The wolf is working on him. He had lots of herbs, so he could have gotten through that fight.
Okay, and another 65 to get to level 6, so not too terrible, as 615 is the number for level 6.
Hey, that's one more wolf.
Indeed it is.
I think Azrael got a couple of crits on the on one of the monsters that he killed early on too.
I think possibly the ghost.
It was something that not the ghost. It was something else outside that was a pretty epic fight. But he's running from these druids because they hit him really hard. He doesn't realize that. Yeah, they're gonna hit him a little hard because he doesn't have as much armor as Tristal. But if you can survive a couple of attacks on him, you're gonna get a lot of experience. Yeah, he's running from the druids because the first time he came across them, he one-shot him.
So AA noting, yes, Tristal being able to kill those druids is a big deal.
Azrael does know about the golems though, so he's gonna get some experience off the golems at least.
And that is going to get him to level 6. 11 speed, 2 hit points, 2 magic points.
And another no spell.
And a Drakema death. Okay, and 257.
He's 2 druids away from leveling. Ooh, he just looked at his stats for the first time. He has 27 strength at level 6. Oh, he's going for the druid now, though.
And he 2-shots him. There's another 121. And just like that, only about 140 experience away from level 7 is Azrael. Tristal, meanwhile, grinding in the desert just south of Tantagel.
He's trying to find those druids, but he can't find them anymore. They've disappeared for him.
and trying to two-shot the Poltergeist, unable to. Meanwhile, a Drakema taking out Azrael, and they're both going to head back to the castle almost simultaneously. Oh, and the red slime sending Azrael back again. Now's a good time to let you know a little bit about both of our runners here. Tristal, he is the 9 seed, went 2-1 in the Swiss stage of the tournament, and actually finished in the top 4 in the previous Dragon Warrior Randomizer tournament back this past summer into early autumn. He also was a winner of the Final Fantasy Randomizer tournament, and is a former world champion of the Ascension card game, and one time he won $2 on a lottery scratch-off. Is known for his Tris luck, although early on it was more, as I said, like Tris fortune. He's one of the more experienced runners here in Dragon Warrior Randomizer tournament format. He's competed in 9 total tournament matches prior to this, going 5-4 between 2016 and 2017. He forfeited his first round match in a struggle against It's Too Early, almost 2 hours in, rebounded nicely with a second round win over Sparkover, and qualified for the tournament with a quick win over Jackamus with a winning time of 55-32 as Tristal finds the Vanilla Stones of Sunlight Cave that has an herb.
And Tristal was able to kill a Druin during that. He actually one-shot it for 17 damage, so we know the Druins are very easy to kill.
That is good to know. Meanwhile, AzraelRavenheart, well, he plays randomizers, including Final Fantasy Randomizer, obviously here in Dragon Warrior Randomizer, 7th Saga, and soon Pokemon Crystal. He also plays Path of Exile, Minion Masters, Eternal Card Game, and more RPGs than he can shake a stick at. His only previous tournament experience was in the inaugural Final Fantasy Randomizer tournament, and as far as here, he had a 2-1 record as well. Losing his opening match to Angry Larry by forfeit after almost 2 hours, defeated Captain Green 7 with a winning time of 1:47:48, and qualified for the tournament beating Zarnax 42 with a time of 1 hour 38 minutes and 48 seconds. So now 47 minutes, almost 48 minutes in, and an ever so slight experience lead by Azrael. Tristal with a little bit of an exploration advantage and armory advantage, having the large shield, but both of our racers struggling to find adequate experience here in the early going.
Yeah, there's not a whole lot of good stuff. The only thing they really found that's great is the Druin, and it doesn't just seem to be, it doesn't want to be appearing. Tristal's been running around a lot, and you've seen, what, 2 Druins so far? 3 Druins? Or actually, he's only seen 2 Druins so far. So it's just, like, the one good experience monster they found just will not appear, and everything else is just flat out killing them.
The Druins, for the most part, in the Witness Protection program here in Dragon Warrior Randomizer.
Yeah, it's really hard to get started in in a seed like this when the game is just not giving you any health or strength. If they would have had like a decent strength, ooh, they actually got a Scorpion kill from Tristal. It took a lot of effort, but yeah, if they would have had some decent strength, even like 35-40 strength, they would, the Druins would guaranteed be one shot. Well, Azrael just one shot a Druin for 16, but having low strength and low hit points makes it hard to do anything.
Oh, wow. 1-1-2-6 and a new spell. And its return.
And these levels are not helping out a whole lot right now.
Not very generous in the statistic department.
The good news is they can go plunder the mountain cave and come back with all the gold this time. And Tristal gets his first wolf. He's really close to a level. He's about to break it open when he gets that massive level 5.
You can cut the sarcasm with a knife, folks.
Hey, Tristal does.
Wow.
How much?
Did I see that right? 2384 for level 8.
Wow. Well, dang. Well, Tristal ran into a golem and he didn't use a fairy flute. He only used stop spell, so. Yeah, I think Azrael's like, okay, it's time to find a town. It's time to find something. Give me something. Give me a sword. Give me a good armor. I don't care. Just give me a spell, because it's going to be a while. Well, I'm not going to get a spell, but it's going to be a long time before they reach level 8.
So the target number for Azrael is going to be 3,375.
That's a lot of druids. Oh, we find a new monster. We got a green dragon.
It's got baby breath.
I mean, 3,000 experience to level or 2,300 to level wouldn't be an issue if they could actually hit things. Or if they could actually take a hit.
Ooh, well, a hit from a green dragon is not one to take, that's for sure.
The druids are 121 experience, I think.
Yep, 121 for a druid.
There's several that give in the 90s, and then I think druid is the only one we've seen so far that gives over 100. And barely does.
So, Drumbordis, by your calculations, yes, it would be 20 druids.
Oh, that sounds better than 37.
Yeah, druids give 121 experience. Only eclipsed by the ghosts with 129, but they were pretty difficult to kill.
If they appeared all the time in that cave, that's where I would be right now. Oh, yeah, there's a double mountain block to that one cave, so it looks like it's pretty much Swamp Cave only to get over there.
And LOL Spike, yes, the wolf gave 92 experience.
So yeah, they're gonna need to find some keys here, because it doesn't look like there's a whole lot of land left that they can reach right now. You know, maybe some stuff off to the southeast where they haven't been able to, where Tristal hasn't really gotten all the way to, but they're getting walled by a lot of directions right now. Time to ghetto grind the mountain caves so you can buy some better gear.
Well, even with that better gear, I mean, there's only so much defense that they can have at this point.
Well, was there a flame sword for sale? I don't remember if there was a flame sword.
I'm having trouble recalling. I don't think I'd seen one, although I think our eyes had immediately darted over to the single-digit weapons, the hand axe for 1 gold and the broadsword for 2.
I think the hand axe overvalued, though. Probably way too much. They probably should have, taken 50% more off.
What, half gold or half cents?
Well, maybe it was, and they just rounded up.
Space?
Hey, everyone gets a hand axe. You get a hand axe. You buy 1 broadsword, you get 3 hand axes for free.
We've got Monty High Spirits Hall over here, making deals with everybody.
Everyone gets a hand axe. Yeah, they could get a silver shield, which is 8 more defense, but there's not a whole lot of better armor that they can get. They pretty much are locked in what they can get. And Azrael is just locked in his little 2 squares of forest down here looking for my arm. So yeah, we're gonna be stuck in this rut for a while potentially, unless one of them can get out and find another town, because Azrael is starting to close in on his coal.
That's right. He did, I believe, try to make it here earlier and fell just a little short, but now a little bit stronger. He is going to get to coal.
That thought when you get here and you're like, yes, finally, it's going to be the armor, right? It's going to be the armor. And then you just get the wah, wah, wah.
Yep, and there it is, the fairy flute for Azrael.
And the blue slime's hitting for amazing amounts of damage. Yeah, I think he can afford the large shield now if he wanted to buy it. I don't think he was able to afford it earlier. Oh, he didn't buy it, though.
Interesting.
He decided to go for the half-plate upgrade, which is probably the shield, because the large shield is at least something you potentially can take to the final boss.
And what was, I was going to say, I blinked and I knew it was 2 something, but what was the cost of the...
234, I think it was.
234, and he still has 250, so yeah, I'm a little perplexed by that.
And he got some bad luck with a druid and ended up getting killed by it. Might have survived if he had a fancy new shield.
Well, it would have been an upgrade of 10 damage, or 10 defense, I should say.
That's 2.5 less damage per hit on average.
Looks to be ignored by Azrael, at least in the early going here.
So Tristal finds a swamp infested with green dragons. Obviously, so they lost their cave. It must be buried underneath the swamp. And it's another dead end. So there's not a whole lot, you know. There's a lot of dead ends that they found. They have to find that next progression somewhere.
And Goldman with baby breath as well. This might be one of those seeds where there's a lot of the low damage fire breath, and I use low in inverted commas. I mean, so far we've found wyverns and goldmen and green dragons and star wyverns, all with that dragon breath, or the baby dragon breath, I suppose. Ooh, and a Drakema taking Azrael back to the castle.
There's a lot of Drakemas all over this map, and they are not a friendly monster to see right now.
Well, Tristal now dealing with a stone man who has hurt more. Magidrakey with the back attack ditch.
So Azrael maybe is giving up and going to try to grind out the next 2,000 experience for this level.
Possibly.
Tristal hasn't quite got the bad news that he's a long ways away from level 8, so because he's still trying to get to level 6. He's more bent on getting back attack from blue slimes and exploring than he is trying to get experience right now.
Well, he knows with only 81 to get to level 6 and then another 278 to get to level 7. I mean, he doesn't know that part yet, but once he does, that's like, all right, good. And then the hammer will drop and he'll see that it's a little less than 2,500 to get to level 8.
And in all that time, he would have gained a whole whopping, 4 health? So it wasn't going to make things any better.
Oh, another Druid on Azrael's side. He's up to 1440.
Yeah, he can kill a few enemies here. I mean, it's not the fastest grind, but it's going to get him there. And, you know, right now, this overworld, this swamp, these enemies, you're just relying on luck trying to find progression, or you got to actually grind out the level. Because you got to think that after you gain this level, the game's going to give you a little bit of a break, at least for the next couple levels.
And they both have to be wondering as we hit the hour mark here in this seed, man, we're not even at double-digit levels yet. What is it going to take? And once we get past this at level 8, is that where all of a sudden 100 experience will shoot you up 5 levels?
There's a lot of swamp on this map. I'm just going to point that out. Tristal has finally found some unexplored territory. Of course, half of it's covered in swamp. But he's making some progress. Maybe he'll find something down here. Or he'll find the blue slime. Oh, well, he did find something.
Well, we have Sharlock.
I mean, technically, there could be a sword in there, but he just can't reach it. And the wizard didn't like him in invading his home. McGrew high atop his cloud, looking over the land, is telling us about how great the map is. Well, Tristal is successfully making it back down to this corner a bunch, but, you know, it's definitely not an easy trip, and getting a pretty high encounter rate right now. He's just praying that he can find something. He's to the point where Golem doesn't even hit him anymore, but we know Golem's going to cast spells more than anything. He must have forgot that he didn't have a fairy flute. Otherwise, I think he would be using that instead of stop spell on the Golem.
Maybe he figures that stop spell is faster.
It's definitely faster. I mean, it's hitting more often, but oh, he did find a cave over here.
Well, and Azrael finally taking... Oh, and it's the jerk cave that Tristal has found. The rainbow drop cave, that's where once our runners find the 3 essential items, Erdrick's token, the Staff of Rain, and the already acquired Stones of Sunlight, those will be traded in, and he'll be able to get the rainbow drop to access Sharlock Castle.
And he knows where the back of the castle is. He just has to figure out how to get to the front of it. And because it was blocked, it looked like.
Indeed it was. Meanwhile, over on AzraelRavenheart's side, he was able to take out one of those pesky Magidrakes, giving 217 experience.
Well, man, that makes you want to farm those things now. Might take a little effort, but there's a lot of experience right there, and they seem to be showing up a bit. And looks like Tristal finally gave in, and he's going to try to farm another level at least.
Well, he knows he's not too far away. I mean, he's only 4 experience away from the current level here. Current level up, I should say, going to level 6.
So McGrew shared the map with us, and he was very close when he died after that jerk cave to finding the next town.
Oh, wow.
And wow, there is a cave. That is a very long walk away from the castle. That one cave that was on the other side of the mountains that I was saying might be Swamp Cave blocked. It's not Swamp Cave blocked. You just have to take a very long loop down and around and all the way to the left side of the map to get to that cave. So it looks like Tristal got a level when I was while I was examining the map.
Indeed, I'll take your word for all of it here.
Hey, I might do a little tongue-in-cheek on occasion, but you can believe at least one or two things out of my mouth, right? Right?
I mean, as far as the maps, I don't want to look at the I don't want to necessarily get that much of an inside scoop.
Oh, okay. Well, I won't tell you about all the other stuff then. It's much worse than it looks. But it's nice, you know. Looks like Azrael's down to what, about 1,200 away from a level?
Yeah, about 12. Yeah, 12 and change. Now 1224. Jay Coper noting in chat, do we have a plan for the finish of this race? Are we putting off the marathon, or will we finish it after? I certainly hope it doesn't get to that point, but...
Good news! There's several Randomania channels. We could just, like, move to the Randomania 2 if we need to. So, you know, the first half of the marathon can happen.
Or if nothing else, this is the pregame to the Randomania Marathon.
Yeah, we're just getting warmed up for everything.
It's the Dragon Warrior Randomizer Marathon.
Yeah, by the time this ends, I'll be able to at least get a couple hours of sleep before my randomizers on Saturday. Speaking of the marathon that was come up,
I was wondering if you were going to take it. I was like, ah.
There is the Randomania that's the old name. The Randomania Marathon, which is going to take place on this channel starting this Friday, I think it is, March 23rd. And it's going to go through the 31st. And there will be lots and lots of days. There's the marathon link. Lots and lots of days of various randomizers from all kinds of series and genres. Even myself will be showcasing a couple of games. Lots of runners, and there's still, I think, being added during the setup blocks, as it says. So if you want to see all the randomizers and more, you know, come by. This marathon will actually be taking a break during that week for the Randomania Marathon. So whatever matches we get in this week, then we get a week off for the end of the tournament.
Yeah, the tournament will have a bit of a hiatus while that is going on, and Tristal just getting the bad news now of the long climb to level 8.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's not going to have any desire to grind for a while. Good news, Drum Boris. All you have to do is submit it, and there might be room for you to play it.
Yeah, space is still open, but still roughly 170 straight hours of streamed randomized games, including The Legend of Zelda, various Dragon Warrior and sequels, Final Fantasy, Chrono Trigger, Mega Man, Super Mario Bros., Secret of Mana, and a whole bunch more. That all starts this Friday, March 23rd through Saturday, March 31st.
Yeah, Azrael is just grinding, so he's definitely getting the experience lead. Tristal is running and exploring and resetting a lot, so he's just not gaining a lot of experience, and he's bent on trying to find some kind of town or item of progression that will make things easier for him. Oh, look at that. Someone found 7 Saga for you.
And of note, yeah, the 7th Saga is actually being run by our own AzraelRavenheart, one of the competitors here. Should he finish this seed in time.
I'm sure we can hold off for a couple hours so we can get a nap in. I mean, they're nice people at Randomania, right?
Lots of flexibility.
Well, Tristal is getting a bunch of golem fights along the way, so he's at least getting a little bit of experience as he's exploring.
Yeah, 77 here, 77 there, but Azrael honing in on that spot with those Druins and able to, I mean, he's now expanded his experience lead to closing in on 2,000.
And Tristal looks like trying some RNG manipulation here, hoping to hit that crit. Command. Oh, he woke up. He's good. I think he's suffering a little bit under the cold right now. So, oh, but he found his way to a town. Let's see if he can actually get inside of it.
He gets away from the poltergeist.
Oh no, not the werewolf.
And the werewolf. Oh, but he gets away.
Yes!
He's in the town, and it's Rimmildar.
Now this could be huge. Depending on what he finds with these keys and all of these chests that he has available to him, you know, that could help eat into this experience lead that Azrael has gotten.
So now he's going to purchase, I believe he can, I didn't see if it was 5 or all 6 that he could get.
Well, he has one free chest here. Plus, he can check the shop in case, because we haven't seen any high-end weapon like flame. I don't think we have seen the flame sword or magic armor for sale yet, so it could be discount.
Oh, the silver harp in Rimmildar. So we know that that is needed. That is one of the essential items.
And we still don't see anything in this town. But he just immediately looks like, oh no, wait, he wants to do a little more exploring. I think that's a smart thing to do. Is if you're on this part, just explore, get some experience, because you know you're gonna be heading back soon, anyways.
Oh, he's gonna whack at a rogue scorpion, and oh, we have found our first Dragon Lord breath of the series.
And he whacked harder back. But as Azrael finishes off this Magidrake, I believe he's going to have a level. Tristal does know where he can get a bunch of gold, so oh, and then Magidrake he ran away. But yeah, he does know where he can get a bunch of gold if there's none in the treasury here.
Now we're gonna see what is in the treasury. As we start off, we've got Erdrick's sword.
That's huge.
And a torch. Some big bucks, so there is a potential gold grind and another torch.
Yeah, he could grind up a silver shield very easily now. These keys could be big because it could be a while before Azrael finds his first key.
And that gold chest allows him to restock on keys, and we'll check out the basement of Tanagal. So already Tristal with the best weapon in the game, Erdrick's sword adding 40 attack. And now we see that in the basement of Tanagal is Garen's grave.
Oh yeah, this might be one of those cases where you only want to check the first 3 chests. But the one thing he did go to the throne room, which means he's going to activate a gold glitch here very fast, like when he tries to pick up that chest. And he finds that it just has magic keys in it. And it looks like a set of wings in the other one. So yes, there is a glitch there that he actually activated. Basically how this game works, for those who don't understand that chest glitch, is the way the game stores chests in memory is it holds a room for 8 chests. If you fill up that, and every time it throws an item into this stack, a chest into this stack, the stack tells it, hey, remove it from the game, and that's what it does. So if you fill up that little stack that can only own 8, when you try to open that 9th chest, which is what he did because he opened 4 in the treasury, 3 in the throne room, and then, you know, the first one in here, the game doesn't have anywhere to, since it's not inside that stack of 8, it doesn't tell it to remove the chest from the game, so you can open it up as many times as you want, as long as you don't leave the area.
Yeah, once you go to the overworld, then the chests reset.
And since he does have a chest with gold in it in the treasury, all he has to do is go into a cave, or, well, not this cave, but, well, either this cave or the mountain cave, and open up at least 1 chest, and he'll be able to infinitely open that gold chest.
Oh, wow. Well, Azrael just hit level 8, and with level 8 comes Hurt More.
Oh, man. Not much health either, but he got a lot of magic, so this is where he could start rocking up his experience. So the real question comes down to how long will Tristal have this key advantage over Azrael having the ability to actually level now.
And now hitting red slimes for 88 experience apiece.
Yeah, that town there of Rimildar is kind of tucked away in a bad spot on the map. So if Azrael doesn't go in that direction for a while, he might be without keys for a while, because we know one of the key chests is, well, actually there's only no chests available left in the game that could have a magic key in it that he can get to right now without going to Rimildar first.
So yes, the Harp Knight.
Yeah, so one thing about that glitch is if you ever try to open a chest with an item in it, the game just kind of grabs 1 or 2 words out of memory. Usually it combines the words from like 2 different stacks, like Silver Harp, you know, and the Knight, and just kind of throw those words together. So sometimes you get some really unique words out of it. Maybe Azrael's finally going to go buy that large shield.
Yep, for 234.
Yeah, I think Tristal is going to beeline it to Cantlin and try to get the coordinates to see if that leads him to his Erdrick's armor. Gotta be careful though, because he can only take 1 step and then he has to heal every time.
This is a very deliberate paced trek to the old man.
Poor old man who got stuck here with all of this broken glass on the ground, and he just can't get out now. And someone locked the door behind him when he got in here.
And the coordinates 30 to the south and 70 to the west.
Wow, that's actually over there by Rimildar. If I had to guess. That's something he might have trouble counting out, considering his low health and the amount, you know, of trying to survive that. He might be forced to get the princess.
Which we haven't even seen where she is. But we do know that the coordinates are needed, as the fairy flute has been found, so that overworld search spot will either be Erdrick's token or it will be Erdrick's armor.
Yep. What we don't know yet is if the other one will be the token, or if it will still be in one of the few chests that are still remaining out there.
True, we haven't found Garenham as of yet, so there are 3 chests in there, plus whatever is in the back of it.
And we got 2 in the bottom of the grave that Tristal didn't get to. Or did he get to the first one? I don't think he did.
The first one was a fairy water.
Oh yeah, he did get the fairy water. Okay, he just never got to the last one. So there's 4 outstanding chests right now. And it doesn't look like Tristal's even going to bother counting it. He's going to go look for the princess, which he knows he's not going to be able to rescue for a while. They found the back of Sharlock. They haven't found the actual way into Sharlock yet. I think Tristal needs to grind now. He's got his weapon. You know, he's not gonna find anything better unless he just happens to come across the Hawksness with a really weak monster or the one that's really susceptible to stop spell. You know, he's not going to get any better than what he has right now. About the only thing he can hope for is finding another town like Breckenary that has a really cheap magic armor in it.
AA noting in chat only 200 for level 9.
Well, I think it's more like 500 or 700 because you need 3,300 to level.
Wow.
So it's still a pretty good chunk to get there.
Oh, and a couple of Hurtmore's not taking out the Wolf Lord. He's going to earn that 127 experience. But
and he got some
level 9.
But 1 hit point again. Ooh. I mean, they're looking at 33 health at level 9 right now.
Wow.
The power is good. They need to catch up in that power. They're probably around 40 strength at level 9 right now, so they definitely need to work on that a little bit.
And Azrael creeping up to a 3,000 experience lead.
Yeah, Tristal should be trying to kill some of these enemies now with his new weapon. I mean, it's a big boost in attack power over what he had, so odds are he's going to be doing a lot more damage to some of these enemies.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and long ways to go until level. We're looking at 6,000 experience to get to level 10.
59.57.
God dang you and your exact numbers.
What can I say? Math is my strong suit.
I mean, I'm good at math too, but my brain hurts too much when I think like that. I'm getting too old to use math too well, or talk very well either.
Math no good, words no good.
I are bad, I know.
Me fail English? That's impossible.
Yeah, I'm not good at the maths.
But yeah, a few of those Magidrakies just shooting AzraelRavenheart up, but oh, Poltergeist taking out Azrael now with a 3,300 experience lead, just about 1,000 away.
Yeah, there is a point though where even with this sword and keys, this advantage is going to go away. but he's still got a while because Azrael has got a long ways to go till he levels, and you know, he doesn't really have an advantage in anything over Tristal right now, other than the Hurt More spell.
Let's see what the Droll Magi brings to the table. Ooh, it has a lot of agility. And it hits pretty hard. And it hits so hard that Tristal is back to Tanager.
Yeah, with a big experience point lead, you could still have the whole option. You still have the whole thing where, you know, it could come down to who has the best grind spot later, especially if these levels continue being extremely stingy like they are. Azrael is just going to keep farming. Tristal might be going for a gold grind. Maybe try to get that silver shield at least. Because there really isn't any better armor that he's found so far. You know, any of the good armor is hiding in the other towns that haven't been found yet. Well, actually, you know one thing Tristal hasn't checked? He never checked the third shop in Cantlin. Since he does have keys, he does have access to the third weapon, an armor shop.
So we have the magic key, the torch, and the wings.
Oh, I think the big thing he would want right now is magic armor. I mean, if he was going to go for something other. I mean, full plate would be a little bit of an upgrade, but the magic armor would be quite an upgrade, especially against those monsters casting Hurt More on him.
Tristal heading on over to the treasury. Just has to know to hold off on opening the center chest, as that's the one with the gold.
He's gold grinding, that's why. He doesn't want to cast outside so he can activate the gold glitch. Well, you're right, you can't actually cast outside because it won't take you outside of the castle. Anytime you're in you have a cave that's in Garingham or in Tentago, and you cast outside, it only takes you to inside the town.
So the gold grind glitch is in effect, and Tristal stopping right there just to get enough for the silver shield.
And Azrael does get the next level. He gets 25 speed and 33 health.
Wow.
This is where, you know, goodbye to Tristal's advantage, because now Azrael has health. He has the spells. He has agility. He's probably in the 70s, you know, at least for agility right now. But he's going to keep grinding. No, he only gained one level. He went from 9 to 10. That's it. That was just the big
very
jump.
Large level.
Yeah, literally more than doubled. But yeah, as you were saying, they more than doubled his health just from that level.
They're from 33 to 66.
Was he on 30? I think he's on 32, but I don't know. So he's finally going to check the other shop, it looks like, Tristal. See what's in here.
I saw magic armor, but only at a glance. Oh, there we go. 359. Oh, he just has enough by 2 gold.
Dang. I don't know if that was calculated or luck, but he hasn't been in here, so I think that was just dumb luck that he was able to afford that. He's not going to ask for any better gear. He needs the levels now. He needs to grind the 6,000 experience.
Yeah, he has the best equipment money can buy.
Azrael's starting to get to the point though where everything is running from him, so getting a little harder to get experience. I think I would say Azrael has the advantage just because of how much experience lead he has over Tristal. Tristal definitely has the exploration and knowledge, but right now Azrael just has so much experience. I mean, 5,000 experience lead right now.
Wow.
Azrael now has the spells and the health and the magic to actually go and explore the map. So it's just a matter of time before he finds Rimmeldar and gets everything else. And in fact, he just got another level too. He's already up to level 12 and 21 power with this level.
Well, it's been a matter of Azrael just grinding on those Magidrakies for 217 experience apiece.
Yeah, Tristal hasn't been able to kill a Magidrake yet, so he doesn't realize how lucrative they are.
So it's a matter of the grinding and experience advantage for Azrael versus the exploration advantage, as Tristal was able to find keys by getting to Rimmeldar, and that opened up the seed as he was able to find Erdrick's sword in the treasury.
Yeah, Azrael is actually headed in the direction where he's going to get to Rimmeldar eventually, as long as he keeps following this path south and west.
And for all the trouble that those Drakeemas have caused, they only give 10 experience and 16 gold.
That makes sense. That understands. But yeah, Tristal's just running from Magidrakies. He doesn't know. There's that wicked cave that's way on the western corner of the map.
And Azrael realizing that it's double mountain blocked along with some water in the way.
Yeah, it's a little bit of travel to get over to that thing.
And Tristal going after these Wolf Lords, even with an excellent move, a Kaishin no Ichigeki, hitting for 56, and he takes it out and realizes, all right, 127 and 133, but did the end justify the means with how much effort it took to take him out, and a magician taking out Azrael?
For 35 damage. These early low-level enemies, slimes, drakies, magicians, they mean business today.
And another 1688 to get to level 13, so you're looking at 8,734.
Yeah, the levels are slow, it looks like. At least the last couple, the last couple levels have been fast, but once you hit 11, or was it 10 or whatever, that's when you're going to start, being able to rock it because of all the experience gains.
Well, I think it rocketed even quicker because of those Magidrake kills.
Oh yeah, but I mean like stat-wise, you're going to get all of your strength and hit points and hurt more once you start at 8, and then, once you hit 6,000 experience after that, that's where it really starts to go up. Because that big thing is the health. You got to have the health to survive these encounters, the swamps. And Tristal has found the double town on the southern end of the map. And instead of trying to get to the towns, he's trying to fight the Goldman.
Well, there's Hawk's Nest.
Yep, and I guess the last one by default has to, the bottom one has to be Garingham or Breckenary, and you might want to check the other town first before you go deal with the boss of Hawksness. Who knows, if the boss of Hawksness is like really good and dies easy, and it turns into an experience grind, there's a town next door too. But usually the Hawksness boss doesn't give any, or at least very good experience. And I wouldn't be shocked if it's a Dragima.
Moment here.
Call on Dragima.
Oh, it's a Wyvern.
Oh, it's another flying beast.
Well, it hits the fire.
Oh, if he spams fire,
wow.
that's bad.
using all of his resources to heal.
And it looks like 75% fire breath. Oh, but he doesn't hit for anything. But you also don't hit it for anything.
Tries to run away. Oh, and there's stop spell also.
He did hit it with stop spell, so it's not going to hit him with stop spell. But the problem is he's going to spam breath, and he's not going to be able to get away because his agility is too insanely high. Yeah, one thing I learned about Chaos is the grind spots are usually never grind spots because the enemies that seem to get fished into there always have ridiculous stats or just give no experience at all.
Or both.
Yeah, there's no telling. This thing, going by the way how much defense the Wyvern has, and there's a chance we could see it, you know, in early Sharlock.
And he finally gets away from the Wyvern.
And he barely got away from that. It burned a lot of his resources. Hey, there's a ghost if you could ever kill him.
And he finds Breckenary.
Which is actually useless because he has everything he could want from a town. So hello to the useless town. The one that's only good for being a Motel 6.
Good old Six Town. Let's see what we've got here. Oh, another Magidrakey on Azrael's side.
Yeah, his experience lead is just growing so big right now. Especially just being able to spam hurt more. You know, surviving an attack from a werewolf. That's not something that Tristal can do right now. We haven't found the Swamp Cave yet, so we don't know exactly where the princess is. Oh, we got the Harp Knight's brother, the Knight.
Hey, Ryu asking, is that Swamp Cave in the desert to the northwest for Tristal?
Well, there's a couple possibilities for it. One could be in Garingham is one half of it, because the only thing we haven't found yet is the shrine and the Swamp Cave. So one of them is inside the town.
And Warlock's with Baby Breath and Heal.
And Tristal comes all around a Wyvern in the world map, and it takes care of him.
The experience lead up to 5,500 for AzraelRavenheart.
But, you know, we're still going to have to it's still going to come down to Sharlock and the Dragon Lord, no matter what. If the Dragon Lord is a jerk, you know, we've seen people spend hour plus on him before. So that's probably Tristal's best chance right now, because Azrael, even though he's dying a lot to the map, he's just the experience lead. Eventually he's going to be able to cast Repel and just ignore a lot of these enemies. I think Tristal just wants to find everything and then just go do one big grind, which, you know, it's a great idea, but usually just in regular randomizer, it's a great idea. In Chaos, sometimes you got to do that grind a little early, especially if you have all the gear already.
Which, with the exception of Erdrick's armor, he does. And he knows what stands in the way of both potential spots, either a lengthy count of 100 steps, 30 south and 70 west of Tantagel, or a wyvern who you can barely hit in Hawksness.
And we don't know if he's resistant to hurt more or not because Tristal doesn't have any hurt spells yet. I'm pretty sure that everyone who plays Chaos Randomizer thinks they're behind. My last race, you know, it was a very short race, you know, just over an hour, but even 50 minutes into the race in that Dragon Lord, I still fell behind because it took me like 15 minutes to kill my first monster. So there's always something that makes you feel behind.
Yeah, usually you start to feel like you're behind once the king says, take these 3 chests.
Tristal is actually really close to Garenham, I think. Or, yeah, he might, because it's the only town we haven't found yet. I think he's pretty close to it.
Well, there is a cave right there.
Oh, yeah, that is the Jerk Cave.
Oh, yes, he did find that earlier.
He starts punching the Drakima and it does 1 damage. He's like, ugh, they're still a menace. At least they don't kill him in 1 shot anymore. And uh-oh, guess what Azrael just found?
Oh, has he found Rimuldar?
Yeah, there goes Tristal's advantage, coming up very soon.
Oh, and slimes are fruitful as well. 245 experience.
You just have to deal with them pummeling you to death. Tristal's trying to get away from this Magiwyvern, but it has nothing to it. These birds are definitely jerks today. And there should be Garingham, if he can get there.
And the encounter rate for Tristal is insane.
Yeah, sometimes these deserts are a real nightmare to get through. So Azrael has his keys. He's going to pick up his silver harp and, you know, probably head back to the castle to get his sword. He might search a little bit more since he's over here, you know, way away from the castle. And you get a hand axe. Everyone gets a hand axe.
The 1 gold hand axe, although I believe the 2 gold broadsword is the, we made that the sale of the century for this seed. And we've got in Garenham, we've got an herb, we've got the fighter's ring, that's going to add 2 attack to the total.
And Azrael's going to find that cave on the other side of the mountains now. The question is, what is it?
And some big bucks.
Oh, we're about to get all of our questions answered here in the next minute or two, or next few seconds by both of our runners, because Tristal is going to check the back cave here, and it's the swamp cave. Now, is the other end of the swamp cave for Azrael, or is it the staff cave?
Oh, it's the staff cave.
Oh, that staff cave is in such a horrible spot, too. It could be a long time before Tristal gets over there. And the swamp cave has wyverns in it. Oh, wow. I just looked at where I think the swamp cave goes. That's not good.
And another slime for Azrael. This will be a hurt more that doesn't quite hit.
So it does have some resistances. That means there's probably a chance that the slime will be in Sharlock too, since it hits so hard and has maybe some resistance.
Oof. And that's going to send Azrael back to the start.
Yeah, it's going to really come down to Sharlock, I think. If Sharlock is absolutely horrible, there's a chance for Tristal, but he's definitely a bit behind and stuck in these Wyvern fights over and over again.
And Amazing Ampharos noting in chat that the slime just gave Azrael Erdrick's sword, as he's going to check the treasury and be happy with what is found.
Oh, Magiwyvern is the Guardian. It's not going to kill Tristal, but I don't think he has the means to actually kill it because it has such an insanely high defense.
And no, the Wyvern was not the guard. I believe the Magiwyvern is a step before what the guard is.
No, actually, I think the Magiwyvern is the guard. Yeah, the Wyvern was just before him. They're just lining up, you know.
Slap Fight Part 2, The Slappening, says Drumboardist in chat.
Yeah, this could take a long time. Especially if the Magiwyvern has 100 health.
We've said that a few times this seed, if something will take a long time.
Yeah, though this time he's fighting a Guardian to the Princess, and usually they're slotted to have at least some decent stats, so... Oh, got a few commands to go in for a little RNG manipulation there. So we also know that the token is... oh, we got a crit for 67, still alive. We know that the token is either, if it's in a chest, there's only one chest left, and Azrael might answer that question for us soon. So he's done well over 70 damage, at least, to this Magiwyvern. It's going to be a shame if it comes out that he has the heal spell. Oh, there's another crit! And he did it! He just had to crit twice! And the Magiwyvern gave a lot of experience, too. Not bad.
138, 121.
His consolation is a free Druid kill. Durand, if the token is on the world map, or if the item is on the world map, is not too far away, you can just count by using, you know, taking steps and counting. The case of this item, it's 100 squares away from the castle, so it's probably not going to be an easy ride there. And oh yeah, I was like, wait a sec, does he have enough magic to cast Return? Oh wait, he's going to be back in Garingham.
Well, he's found the Azrael, meanwhile, finding the Armor Warlock.
Oh, the most vicious of beasts.
There's one for Captain Uhu.
Okay, guys, vote. Armor Warlock or Heart Knight?
Still not as good as the red.
The red. There's not really a trick to it, Durand. All you do is just count. Take one step, count. Take one step, count. That's pretty much, you know, some people take coordinate, like if they got to go like 50, 60 steps, they'll take like benchmarks. Like, oh, I walked 10 or 20, 10 and 20. This is, you know, and this is the landmark, you know, that's what some people might do. By the way, the experience point lead is now 6,100.
Oh my goodness.
Stoneman, oh, another level for Azrael as he kills a Stoneman for 100. And he gets 0 hit points again. And Tristal just got a couple of quick Druids, so, you know. If you count the one in the cave, 2 quick druids, and a wolf, you know, he's gained quite a bit of experience quickly here.
He's only about 500 experience away from getting that level 8 and getting hurt more.
And who knows, he's going to pick up a token or an armor. And where this overworld spot is, it's over kind of in the direction where Hawksness is. So if it's the token, he's going to get hurt more in the token. He might run that over and see if he can kill a Wyvern with hurt more. Oh, and it confirmed that the token is either in Hawksness or on the world map, because the Harp Knight that Azrael picked up is just a cursed belt. So when will Azrael go to Cantland now to get his coordinates?
It is hard to say, although Tristal now starting to get a little bit of that grind. Starting to take out those Druids a little bit. And one of those Wolf Lords that were problematic before.
It's amazing what a few levels will do to make monsters, like, not as harsh anymore, although he technically hasn't gained a level since the last time he fought him, so... But, yeah, there's his level 8, so he's finally going to get hurt more. And when he opens up that token and finds out he needs... Well, he needs 700 for the next level and then, like, 2,000 for the one after it, so...
Ooh, and another slime for Azrael. Oh, he's found the slime grind, apparently.
Yeah, that's going to keep his experience point lead up there, well over 6,000 right now.
$25 and $35, got a long way to go. As the Village People sang about in the late 70s, go west.
But what about Wagons East?
I don't know.
Just throwing some love out there to John Candy.
Oh, and a Magician getting a back attack on Tristal.
Yeah, magicians are not nice, but Tristal, you know, he's getting his experience at least. He's 3,600 now. I mean, we know now that he has hurt more, he's going to be able to start leveling a lot faster.
And Drumboardist in chat, you will realize that the obscure references that I will bring to the table here are very vast.
Mine are just slightly less obscure. Like, seriously, who's watched Wagons East here? Come on.
Exactly. I mean, I figure the Village People is common. It's just not something that you immediately go to.
So Azrael has found his twin towns, and he goes to the loser town first. And then, oh wow, Dracula took a hurt more and didn't die. Or Drakey didn't take it, or took a hurt more and didn't die. But we might find out what's in the Hawksness Square here soon. That's assuming that the Wyvern likes to get hit by hurt more.
All right, Drumboardist in chat, that's enough. No more love for your puns.
Oh, it survived 2 hurt mores, didn't it? Well, we got a one-shot on the wizard from Azrael inside Hawksness. Did do 38 damage, but...
123 and 99.
And you can hit hurt more on the Wyverns. They survive it, but you can hit them, so... Potential grind spot still alive unless it gives... Oh, 122, you know, 2 hurt mores. And the token. So Tristal is well on his way to going to get the armor right now, and Azrael still needs to get the coordinates and probably the princess, so still got a little bit of exploring to do. But yeah, we're over 10,000 experience at level 13 right now. I think level 13 in the vanilla game requires 5,500 experience.
Let's see, level 13 in the standard randomizer, the standard tournament flags is 4,125.
Oh yeah, if you're doing standard flags, yep, it's only 4,100. No, like Smashy, in order to go from 4 to 5, they needed to go from 500 experience to 3,300.
So I have it here. So it was 893 to level 7, and then level 8 was 3,375. So that was about a 2,500 experience jump.
Okay, yeah.
And with another almost 2,000.
Well, Azrael's going to get his coordinates, and he can take more than one step before having to heal. And he's probably going to look and say, "Uh-oh, I might need to find the swamp cave or find Garringham, because that's most likely where the swamp cave is."
Azrael realizing that looks like we're going to need Prince Guimond.
Oh, so the armor is going to be in that desert area probably, or near that desert area where the Staff of Rain cave, which is actually really good for Tristal, because that means he's going to dig out that cave right now to go get his armor. So he's about to be in go mode.
Well, he's already found the Staff of Rain cave.
Oh yeah, but I mean Tristal, because the Staff of Rain cave was in such a horrible spot. It might have been a while before he tried to go and explore it.
Well, plus Tristal needs to go back to Hawk's Nest to take out that wyvern.
Oh yeah, but that's kind of along the way too for the Staff of Rain, so you know, for the armor. It's all over there on the western side of the map, so once he heads in that direction, he might just be able to wing it all.
And finding Magidrakes along the way is Azrael.
Yeah, he's still almost got a 6,000 experience point lead, though. Tristal's cut into it a little bit, but you know, it's... Oh no, Tristal's going to try to go through the swamp cave again. He should know that... Oh, I think Tristal is convinced that that cave over there is the swamp cave, and the only way to get there is through here, but in reality, all he had to do was go to Rimmildar.
And Azrael finds the Vanilla Stones of Sunlight cave and is going to get an herb. Well, he isn't, because he already has maxed out at 6. And using the GPS, seeing that he is well south and west. Or southeast.
Southeast, yeah. He just found out that he got put on a small island on the southeast corner of the map. There is literally nothing. He's about to explore the entire island. That was definitely a bad swamp cave to go through. Hey, it's filled with blue dragons. If you could have made it here and went all the way through after you got a key, you know, your lucky key or something, you could have... No, I think all of the keys was... We pretty much... There was the only keys that were in the game was one was in one was in the grave, and the rest are going to be in Charlock.
Yeah, that's the only magic keys I have by my count.
Yeah,
they're
the
all
only
hiding
chest
down
left.
in the. They're all hiding in the Sharlock Pyramid.
Dragon Lord decided he's going to try to hide all the keys, as many keys as he could from everyone, in order so they couldn't get to his castle. Remember how we were saying about 8 minutes ago, you know, Tristal only had like 2,000 experience? Now he has 6,000 or 5,500, 5,400.
What a difference that Hurtmore makes.
Yep. And Azrael, this is his chance to get a little ground because Azrael is counting out the steps now. And it's a rough ride because he's going to get over to the West Coast and realize I need to get back around to where the Staff of Rain Cave is. But he could do it because he could just count steps because it's a small mountain range and just walk over the mountain range. I mean, he knows how to get there. And, oh yeah, Tristal found the front gate to Sharlock.
And he's got a couple more errands to do before he can get back there.
Yeah, walk over the mountain range, you know. Sell not to save the princess, walk over the mountain range to save the princess.
A little love for those in the Zelda 1 randomizer community with that one. Even I picked up on that reference.
See, my references aren't as obscure. So yeah, Drizzle's just trying to do everything he can to try to find over there.
Yeah, we see a Wraith for the first time, and it hits hard.
And after killing like 15 red slimes, Tristal is level 9.
Yeah, he hit level 9 about 7.5, almost 8 minutes ago, and I believe
yeah,
he's
level
actually
10 is.
1 experience point away from hitting level 10.
Yeah, that's what it is. He's 1 experience. I knew he was close. I just couldn't remember the exact numbers. Yeah, only a 5k experience point lead. But yeah, Azrael just got to the news that, where I need to go is over there. So what you could do actually is you could mark the coordinates of like where the cave is over there and just walk around and then adjust your, you know, where you need to go from like that point. Just pick a point, you know, because it's not going to be hard to count there from where he is. Tristal, unfortunately, keeps going in the wrong direction. He's going east instead of west, which is where he needs to go. But he did level up a blue dragon, so, you know, go figure. Well, Tristal is looking for the Staff of Rain cave, and he's looking for where the armor is, but he knows the armor is over by a cave that he hasn't gotten to, and there's only one cave he hasn't gotten to, so it should be pretty obvious that, you know, he's only looking for one thing right now, and that's that cave, because the armor in that cave, you know, that's the Staff of Rain and the armor right there.
Is Tristal trying to get back to... I mean, I see that Tristal's doing some exploration.
I think the problem, though, is he knows he has to go west, but I don't know why he's going... He's trying to find land around to where the cave is. He just doesn't realize or doesn't remember that there was land west of Rimildar, where Azrael is right now, that he never got to explore because he just exited right out. Yeah, pretty much, Game Boy. Ooh, Knights give a lot of experience.
Yeah, Knights give the 192. So far, only 2 enemies that we've, that at least I've been able to recall, that give more than 200 experience, but Knights are right up there with the 192.
Hey, that's a good number if you can get a couple over 200. And one of them is pretty easy to get to.
And that is basically what has given Azrael the experience lead that he has, as he's been just able to wallop on the Slimes and the Magidrakes for well over 200 apiece.
Yeah, what he decided to do is Tristal at the beginning decided to try to explore more than grind because there was such a huge level gap, and Azrael just leveled again. But Azrael stuck it out, leveled, and he was able to get hurt more a lot earlier, and that's what gave him the big experience point lead. But yeah, that's what it looks like Azrael did, is he counted to a point, like the cave maybe, and then he's just going to walk over, and as long as he didn't make a mistake, he's going to get a shiny new set of armor. Now, I think Azrael has not found the Jerk Cave and the front entrance to Sharlock, so he's going to be doing some exploring now. But we don't know quite what his stats are, because we haven't seen the stats in a long time. And Tristal's probably going to try to go for the Hawksnest spot now.
Skeleton opting not to battle.
Tristal finds his buddy the Wyvern again, and you know, if he hits with a hurt, let's see how, we don't know exactly how resistant it is to hurt more, but we know the first 2 that Azrael did hit right away, and he just, so they probably are very weak to hurt spells.
There's one and a second one, and bye-bye Wyvern.
And hello, Token. Now you notice that he dropped the Fighter's Ring. Oh, there's the Jerk Cave for Azrael. But you notice he dropped the Fighter's Ring. That's not an issue, because if you actually equip the Fighter's Ring or the Dragon Scale, the game, even if you sell it or get rid of the item, you will still get the attack or defensive bonus from the item. So you can just clear out inventory space that way.
So Azrael has everything needed to get into Sharlock, as we are at the 2-hour and 7-minute mark of this race.
Yeah, the only thing he has left now is to find the front door. And Tristal, you know, if he heads, you know, northwest range, he'll probably come up to his armor very soon. And the Staff of Rain. So we also know for a fact now that the Death Necklace is also going to be in Sharlock. But they definitely don't.
The slightest.
Yeah, unless they get a huge HP increase, you know. They're not going to be able to even use it.
At level 14, Azrael's max hit points is 84.
Yep, and he only has 83 strength, so we're probably looking at least a couple of levels before he has enough strength and hit points. And magic, because he doesn't even have that much magic at his level. The only good thing he had was agility. Azrael has 83 strength, and I think he found the Fighter's Ring.
So that puts it at 125.
Yep.
So you're looking at bare minimum a 6 to 12 attack range on Dragon Lord 2.
Yeah, that's not really good considering, you know, he has no health and not that, only 10 heal mores. That's only good if the Dragon Lord has 110 health. Yeah, the minimum health he's going to look for is 97 health, because at that point you can survive 2 max damage Dragon Lord breaths, and his agility is so high that the Dragon Lord is not going to hit him for a ton of damage. I think I saw his agility in the hundreds, which means he's going to take, you know, maybe 47 damage max or so, maybe 46 from a physical attack. And oh, guess what he just found?
He's going to use the rainbow drop and is going to access Charlotte Castle here at the 2-hour and 10-minute mark.
Yeah, this is definitely a dive for information. Or to grind
for info.
And the first floor has Magiweavers. Have fun running away from those ones. And have fun punching them too, because they probably have 80 to 100 health. So the Death Necklace, what it does is normally it just curses you in the vanilla game. Cursing you means when you go back to the castle, if you're cursed, the king kicks you out with 1 health and 1 magic, and you're not allowed in the castle, and you have to remove it by going to Brecconary. But in Randomizer, it's been tweaked to have a special effect where if you equip the Death Necklace, now you are cursed, but you give up 25% of your health for 10 attack power. So that's adding an average of 2.5 damage to your attacks at the cost of 25% of your health, which means you have to have at least 130 health to do it.
And both of our runners are nowhere close to that, as Tristal has, in the matter of about 30 seconds, acquired both the Staff of Rain and Erdrick's armor. So now he just needs to find the jerk, and he is potentially on his way after a lot of grinding. Meanwhile, Azrael finding a Druid Lord that has an alteration of the Wombo combo with Sleep and Hurt More, and that's enough to send Azrael back to the castle.
Yeah, so far it's not looking like a good first 2 floors of Charlock. How Charlock is set up is there's different zones, and the first 2 zones are the easiest ones to run away from encounters, but as you can see, Magiweaverns and those Druid Lords in the first 2 floors is just going to make getting past that really difficult. Curse Belt sells for 180. That's about it. So now it's time for the big grind. Who gets the most efficient grind? You know, it looks like Tristal's just going to stay around the castle and look for those Druids and Magidrakies. He doesn't realize that he needs a good 6,000 minimum experience before he's going to get anywhere. And he leveled off of 9 experience again. But yeah, if Azrael is running around looking for a grind spot instead of going to a grind spot, he's you know, this experience point lead is going to evaporate. It's already down to, you know, almost 5,000. Considering it was at 6,500 at one point. And Tristal's getting all kinds of Magidrakies. They just keep running. That's the bad part. And he tried casting Hurt More on a Metal Slime. I'm pretty sure he should realize that, yeah, you've gained a lot of levels. That Metal Slime is not going to survive when it only had like 10 health early in the game.
This Magidraki sticks around for Tristal. And he decides to Hurt More it.
Yeah, Tristal might definitely have the best grind spot right now. Azrael just got a Stone Man, which required 2 attacks and only gave 100 experience. Oh, Poltergeist gave max gold, 255. I mean, that could have been helpful earlier in the game, but...
They were being rather problematic earlier on in the game.
Pretty sure everything was problematic early on in the game.
Yeah.
So another thing to keep in mind, Tristal does have one big advantage. He has 10 defense over Azrael. Which means like, he's going to take a few less damage, you know, going through the Charlock. Also means potential chance for more double attacks on the Dragon Lord, because he's going to be taking less physical. Yeah, it wasn't our last race, Lord of the Synth. I grinded in the mountains west of the castle, which was like 10 squares away, because it had like 200 experience point monsters.
And DeRossi, yes, Tristal did grab the token. Looks like it was about 8 minutes ago or so, and then made a beeline over to the Staff of Rain Cave, and mere seconds after that getting the token. So equipment-wise, they're pretty much even, except for Tristal has the Princess and the Silver Shield, as opposed to Azrael, who has the large shield.
And level 15 wasn't the best either. It did give 10 hit points, but it's still not enough. I mean, he's only at 85 strength, you know, and 94 health. So maybe 16 is a potential level to go, but yeah, Azrael is going for the Weather and is finding out that melees aren't going to work. He needs to double hurt more.
So you have to wonder for the speed of the encounter. No, Wyvern's running away from Azrael.
Oh man, they run away and it requires 2 hurt mores. The experience point lead is down to 4,400 now.
Yeah, you have to question the efficiency of the Wyvern grind.
Well, it did take him a while to get there, but yeah, this is definitely a tricky one, considering it takes 2 hurt mores.
As opposed to 1 hurt more for a Magidrakey that now gets Tristal up to level 13.
Yep, and he's like, oh no, these levels are terrible. And we don't know how much it's going to take to get to 16, because Azrael didn't pick up the love, so no telling how far away he is.
Well, for Tristal, it's about another 2,600 or so.
Quick level 16 though, so that's good. What does he get at 16? He gets no power and 6 hit points. This is... wow. I mean, his defense is 94, which means the Dragon Lord is, at most when he melees, is going to hit for, what, 40... oh, wait. Yeah, 46 damage at most when he melees. I think it's 25 to 46 is the damage range. But, yeah, with that attack power and that health, 17 is looking like a minimum. Unless the Dragon Lord rolled low 100s. Low to mid 100s. I think another issue, though, is they just don't have a lot of magic, either.
I don't even believe Tristal is checked. He's just in grind, and eventually check the stats maybe in a few levels.
Yeah, he's realized that he's not even close yet. But, yeah, the big question is, I mean, it's doable, depending on the Dragon Lord and what's, you know, along the way. If you're stuck fighting a Wyvern in front of the Dragon Lord, oh, wow, level 17 already. But yeah, you're going to be having trouble. And what do we got here? Well, that magic is good. I think that magic boost is what decided to give Azrael the go. Or no, he's out of magic. Ooh.
So it's an in check.
Yeah, 87 strength. So we're looking at 129 attack power. And he has about 100 health. I think 99 is the number. 103 and a 111. Okay. That might be worth going for it. But he might be grinding, it looks like. Ah, high stop spell resistance. That never stopped anyone.
So I don't think we've seen a Rogue Scorpion killed here. And Smashy, it's about 6,200 for a Silver Shield.
And Rogue Scorpions are worse than slimes.
Yeah,
They're as bad as ghosts.
Experience. The lowest it can be is 4 experience, and that's what the Rogue Scorpion gives. So that was the first and probably the last Rogue Scorpion that we're going to see slain here in this match.
And it took a couple of attacks and a hurt more to take out. Yeah, the lead is under 4,000 now for experience.
Well, you figure for all the effort that Azrael's doing to double hurt more a Wyvern, all Tristal has to do right here by the castle is one-shot a Druin, and it's pretty much even up, as the Druins give 121, the Wyverns 122 in experience. Plus, you can hurt more Magidrake and get 217, even if they run, so... The lead in experience is dwindling, and Tristal is making a comeback.
Also, if Tristal decides that, hey, at level 17, I'm going to go fight the Dragon Lord, while Azrael doesn't realize he needs 2,000 experience to get to 18, you know. There's still a lot left in this, believe it or not, you guys. There's a lot left.
The experience lead now about 36, now 3,500. Here at the 140-minute mark of this match, 141 now. So at this point, it's a matter of who can get the levels up a little bit more quickly, who can be a bit more efficient in their grind. Azrael opting for the repeated Guardian spot in Hawk's Nest. But after seeing another running away, maybe thinks better of it. And Tristal trying to get away from the Star Wyvern that's being pesky. Not even worth killing for the 9 experience it gives. And Lawspike with a good point. Maybe Azrael looking to grind up not just experience, but also gold to get the Silver Shield.
He's only halfway there.
Halfway there, yeah.
He's next to Sharlock. He came to where Sharlock is, so he might be ready to go. At least see what he can do inside the cave, inside it, because it could be an easy dive down, or is he? Oh, is he gonna go check what the monster in the swamp cave is, or no? He's gonna ghetto gold grind. I don't know. What is he doing? He's probably going to go check out the monster guarding the princess, which he's not going to be really happy to see that monster either.
Now, only give or take, maybe this one Magidrake might put Tristal over the top to get to level 14. And it does.
Doesn't even look at his stats. He's like, yep, it's bad. So Azrael is going to come to the Magi Wyvern. And the bad problem with the Magi Wyvern, the problem is it's going to require 2 hurt mores to kill it. But now he's nowhere near. Well, he has to actually like do quite a bit of walk to heal up and then come back. Oh, he's rescuing the princess, or prince, I should say.
Yes, we have some Prince Guimond hype.
Prince Guimond, I'm so happy. Yeah, I think Tristal was afraid to attack the Magidrake, because he doesn't want it to run away, so he's just spamming a hurt more on it when it doesn't really have that much health.
Azrael is bringing the prince back to the castle. One of the features to Dragon Warrior Randomizer is you don't necessarily have to play as the hero. Tristal is playing as the Dragon Warrior 4 heroine, and Azrael playing as Princess Gwaelin. So in that instance, when you play as Princess Gwaelin, you go to rescue Prince Guimond.
And you need, over 16,000 to get to level 18. Is this game even chaos modified or randomized?
Oh, what, 16,000 to level 18?
That's almost what you need to get it in just the regular randomizer, I believe.
I think 14,250 gets you to 18, so 16,500 to be level 19.
Is it 19? Okay, it is. I was thinking of a level off then. This is actually 16,000 is the level 17 vanilla game experience. Well, good news, Skunk Rocker. Welcome to Chaos Randomizer. Where things go even crazier. And in this case, they need a lot of experience, and it took them a long time to get going before they can make any progress. So Chaos randomizes the level ups and even more, and the monsters' stats and abilities. Not just their abilities, but also their stats. So this has been a really slow-moving seed for the most part.
Yeah, the chaotic factors in this seed, as opposed to the standard randomizer, the weapon and armor prices. So in a lot of cases, it's actually helped in terms of that, but the enemy statistics are the big thing. Their strength, their agility, the hit points, the experience, and the gold, as well as the amount of experience needed to go from one level to the next. And noting, that Tristal didn't hit level 8 until about... Actually, it wasn't that bad. It was... it was about 111 minutes in, but that would be an hour and 50 minutes in, an hour 51.
And I want to point out that the experience lead is down to 1,300 now. And less. This is by far the more, because Azrael is just spending so much time trying to find a grind spot that Tristal has found the grind spot. No, this is just chaos. Regular randomizer usually finishes usually around an hour 15 to an hour 30 range. So the question is, does Tristal risk it at 17, or does he do the long grind to 18? Yeah, that's 2,500 experience. Yeah, he, I don't know, he ran right into the castle the moment he saw that.
So 16,271 is the target number for level 18. Azrael is about 1,200 away from that now, 11 and change.
And Tristal's gonna go for it? Although he has to find his way back to Charlotte, because I don't think he's going in the right direction. Well, I think there's multiple ways, but yeah, he's going for it. He does not want to grind 2,500 more experience.
But he'll see an occasional Druin and just kind of swat at it for 100 here.
I don't think he's ever killed a Dragima. Oh, wow, Dragima's died to 7 damage. Wow. Those buggers that bother them for an hour and a half just dies to 7 damage and gives them we know they gave garbage experience, but 7 damage is all it took to kill it. And keep in mind, he did 7 damage to him with 130 attack power.
Wow. Azrael back at the inn in Garenham.
He's probably going to go for it too. I think we're going to have simultaneous Sharlock dives at the same level. The only difference is what, 1,500 experience or so?
Yeah, about that.
And just getting there is a nightmare because there's wyverns and everything along the way.
Maybe Azrael thinking, well, if I fight my way down, because at this point he's only about 700 experience from level 18, perhaps that could be the difference, as Tristal using the rainbow drop and is going to access Sharlock Castle for the first time here at the 2.5 hour mark.
Just think, guys, 40 minutes ago, it was a 6,500 experience point lead, and we didn't think Tristal would have a shot. They are both diving Sharlock at the same level at the same exact time. And none of them has an information advantage over the other, because Azrael didn't make it off the first floor.
Sports Heavy, this is as far as they have gotten in Sharlock Castle. So we are all learning for the first time what info there is in terms of any of the floors in Sharlock. Azrael took a step in, tried to grind for a little bit, realized it wasn't worth it, and got out of dodge. And Drumboard, it's were you kidding? There's no basement in the Alamo.
Looks like, oh yeah, we got the Druid Lords, we got the Drakies on the first floor, but the Drakies seem to be easy to run from, and the Druid Lords did go to sleep. Tristal has not fought a Druid Lord yet, so this is the one bit of advantage that Azrael has.
Oh yes, because Druid Lord has that combination of sleep and hurt more.
Yeah, and he's asleep right now, and he's getting hurt more. Oh, wow.
He's still asleep. He gets hit with another hurt more. He's down to 1. Oh, and he gets hit for 3, and Tristal falling to the Druid Lord. This opens up the door for Azrael.
Wow, he stayed asleep for all 6 turns. Oh, that's rough. But yeah, that gives Azrael. Now it's going to come down to what's on the bottom floors. What's guarding the Dragon Lord? What does the Dragon Lord have? We don't know. Here comes the big stuff.
Well, now I think is as good a time as any to mention the quirks in Chaos to the Dragon Lord. Now, in the vanilla version of the game, he has 130 hit points. In a standard Dragon Warrior Randomizer, he has a range of anywhere from 150 to 165 hit points. But here in Chaos, he can have anywhere between 100 hit points all the way up to 230. And, as an added little bonus, can cast the spells of either Sleep or Heal. So could you imagine being put to sleep by Dragon Lord 2 and then just getting hit with Fire Breath after Fire Breath, and next thing you know, 3 turns later, you're back in Tanagal.
Well, the good news, you were sleeping during it, so you didn't really feel it, did you?
I'm sure in some ways you definitely still feel the burn.
Yeah, the Azrael is farming on the Goldmen on the way down. They take a while to kill, but, you know, he's killing them. He's getting experience.
As long as they keep spamming Stop Spell, it makes it a little bit easier. And 156 and 210 for the Gold Man.
So Azrael, I was wondering if he was going to stay on that floor and farm Goldmen, because once he goes down, he's going to change enemies. And could be Goldmen here too, which there is. So there's the next enemy zone is coming up on the next floor down for sure, and that's probably where the enemies are going to be the hardest.
So 156, so just one more Gold Man for Azrael away from getting to level 18.
And look at another Goldman.
Tristal trying to run from a Metal Scorpion in the interim.
The most experience a monster can give is 255, which is the same as the gold. Okay, what's the big level at 18? Is it going to be worth it?
3 power, no speed, 2 hit points, and 1 magic point.
I love it!
Yeah, somebody call up Empty Eye. Empty Eye, one of the runners here who, I believe sarcastically, but maybe not, enjoys those low-level gains.
By the way, I think Tristal just one-shot a Druid Lord, so they are pretty fragile. But we are on the final floor, and he checks how much he needs to level. He's still 952 away. And I think he finally equipped his Fire's Ring.
Better late than never.
Ooh, Magician's on the bottom floor. Oh, that's not nice.
Good.
And they only took 2 damage from an attack. Oh boy, are they sleep resistant though? Okay, he did get the first one to sleep, but this could be problematic if he gets into a bunch of them.
He's gonna check the treasury.
Yep, and the Druid Lords do have resistance to sleep. I don't think he's actually tried to kill one because, like I said, Tristal one-shot him. But this bottom floor is not nice, and Tristal is on the bottom floor now. And is he going to go to the treasury though? Oh, did Azrael run out of keys?
I believe so. I think he used one of his last keys to either open the swamp cave to rescue Prince Guimond, or perhaps to take another trip into Garenham.
Yeah, he's going to save time.
Even as even can be, both of them on the bottom floor, a very slight lead for Tristal. Azrael able to get away, and now they're pretty much even, although a Druid Lord dealing with Azrael.
Oh man, Tristal cannot get away. Oh, Tristal finally gets away, but here we go. Oh, the excellent dodge from Azrael. Oh no. Hopefully the Druid Lord, another Metal Scorpion from Tristal. Oh no, this bottom floor is just not letting him run.
Still asleep, another hurt more on Azrael.
Oh, he did wake up a couple of times, but he kept failing to run, so... Oh, we're coming up to the mini-boss. What is Tristal gonna run into? It's the Wyvern! But it ran away!
He runs!
Oh, okay, Dragon Lord time. Let's see how horrible Dragon Lord 1 is.
Well, getting offered half the world, declining, being called a fool, and let's see what we've got here. A one-shot Dragon Lord with 45 hit points, and now it's on to Dragon Lord 2.
So he's starting off with the stop spell, and it worked! So if he has any spells, that is going to be huge.
And ample heal mores. Another 12 up to 26.
He's doing decent damage. It's going to come down to how much health does the Dragon Lord have, and he only took a 23 hits.
So hitting for 8 on that one, up to 34.
And Azrael, oh, he ran into a green dragon just before the Dragon Lord. So he's about to come into the fight too, after he gets softened up a little bit.
Lots of to go for it on 47 and survives.
Oh, that's risky. That's a 1 in 8 chance that he dies at 47. I mean, the Dragon Lord is hitting him for really light when he gets hit. Look at this, 24, 26. Those are all minimum damage rolls. He's actually getting double attacks with his lousy HP total.
Now getting hit for 41 there. He's up to 107 damage, so any potential attack now by Tristal could be the last one. And Azrael now on the Dragon Lord as well.
And he's dead! Oh,
Done it.
low hit point total for Tristal!
117. He takes it out. Tristal is going to get the upset.
And he
The
comes back
9
down
over the
from
8.
6,500 experience. Dang!
Exactly. From 6,500 experience down, he comes back to take it. Get out your GGs for Tristal, finishing in first with an official SRL time of 2 hours, 39 minutes, and 46 seconds. What a finish.
Oh, wow. I mean, he just came back, and he's going to win this just barely, because Azrael should have no issues taking out the Dragon Lord here, and only being, like, maybe a minute behind when this is done.
A minute and a half, maybe. This was... Man, this is going to be a fun one for them to look back on.
Oh, I don't think they want anything to do with this anymore.
Well, maybe he can skip through some of the middle parts.
Yeah, Tristal could skip the first hour and 50. Then he could start from there. Yeah, that just...
Shooting in chat, yeah, the decision to look at the treasury may have been the difference.
Yeah, because 18 did nothing. It gave no stat gains. It gave no advantage. And the Dragon Lord was between, what, 102 and 117 or so damage?
Somewhere between 107 and 117 as Azrael going to finish up now.
Yep, and that's going to finish him up.
Looks like it'll be about a 90-second differential between our two racers.
Yeah, not bad at all. But it was definitely the grind.
In here at the same time. Give your GGs to AzraelRavenheart. He is going to finish just barely in second here, and unfortunately will be eliminated, but a gallant effort with an official SRL time of 2 hours, 41 minutes, and 22 seconds. Just 96-second difference between our two racers.
Wow, that's almost as speechless as the joke you gave earlier.
Which one? Narrow it down.
I don't remember. The one that made it so I couldn't talk for like 3 minutes.
Is it the Village People reference?
No, I didn't get that one. Only one person in chat got that one.
Only one person in chat got that one. Okay. Or one person opted to acknowledge it. Who knows?
Yeah. And then he had to come back and throw a bunch more in, you know, into our faces. Right? Drum boardist or punt boardist.
Exactly. All right, so it looks like we have both Tristal and AzraelRavenheart here in chat. GG, this was definitely a seed and then some. Just a 96-second differential between the two of you.
Yeah, GG, guys. Wow. I guess the first thing we got to talk about is Azrael had a 6,500 experience point lead. But Tristal found the better grind spot, and you both went into Sharlock at the same exact time at level 17. Wow.
Yeah, I'm a little speechless at all this. That's insane to have that be so close.
Yeah, Azrael, it looked like you couldn't find a spot to grind, and the spot to grind was right at the castle where you got your experience point lead. I mean, that big jump to 7 to 8, you know, what got you that big lead was Tristal just went out and explored and kept dying, exploring and dying. I mean, he got the keys a lot earlier than you. He got the sword a lot earlier than you. I mean, but you had 4,000 experience points on him before you even finished grinding.
Yeah, I did not feel comfortable attempting to explore anywhere with like 30 HP. So... I mean, I knew the Magidrakes were there, but they ran from you and everything else in that zone sucked. So I just could not settle on a decent grind spot.
Where did you end up grinding?
Where didn't you end up grinding?
The super shitty Wyvern family that was every spike tile in this seed and had a propensity to run and required 2 heal boars or hurt boars to die.
Yeah, I tested those out a little bit because I did save the princess, of course. But yeah, I knew that wasn't going to be really very viable. So Luckily, Magidrakis came through for me in the end. Hashtag Magidraki facts.
Yeah, I was grinding on them, which is how I got the lead, but they just ran so frequently and everything else in the zone was terrible that I just couldn't justify maybe getting one Magidraki encounter like every, 5 to 10 encounters.
By the way, the Magidrakes only had about 10 health, so you could have Tristal kept hitting him with Hurt More. I'm probably afraid to attack it because he thought it was going to run away if he attacked and did no damage. But the things were tissue soft.
I'm not taking that chance. I'll just Hurt More it instead of worrying about a dodge or hitting it for one. Because I think every time I attacked it, I hit it for one, and obviously I'm getting more power as I level up. But there's really no reason to test it when I'm right there next to the castle, and that's pretty much the only thing I'm using MP on anyway. So.
Yeah, it felt like the Magidrakes were probably like 200 plus agility because I wasn't hitting them for anything for the entire time. I always just threw the Hurt More at him as well. Seeing how close this run was, like that reset the first time I hit Caitlyn might have cost me the entire race too.
Well, I mean, anything that cost us like a minute and a half, could have swung the race either way. I had to go up for a bathroom break, so that cost me like a minute and change. I reset out of some Druid XP early on, which hurt me quite a bit too. I thought I had saved and I didn't, so that cost me like 120 XP or something.
That was balanced out by Azrael, who had gotten to Caitlyn, I believe gotten to Caitlyn first, and had purchased a broadsword for 2 gold and I think a half plate, but then out of instinct had reset after a death and ended up having to go back to Caitlyn to repurchase those items.
Yeah, as anybody watching my side saw, it's fairly easy to do some impulsive resets when you don't really want to, if you just examine, because I reset out of a lot of situations that I really shouldn't have.
Yeah, I knew kind of where I wanted to grind that early part before we had Hurt More, but that zone sucked so bad trying to kill Druids or Golems, because Golems were pretty easy. You just had to stop spell them. But the Drakimas and the Red Slimes were just being the Guardians for an hour or so.
Yeah, I had a weird thing at the beginning when I was trying to find the pincushion, where all I was encountering in that desert were Magidrakes. The very first thing I saw was a Star Wyvern that ran away immediately, so I had a feeling that was probably something I wanted to hit. And then I stuck around that desert for like 8 to 10 minutes and saw literally nothing but Magidrakes, which at level 1 I couldn't really do anything about. So that led to later on that being my grind spot, where I figured maybe it was possible Magidrakes were 2 out of the 5 positions in the encounter table there.
So, Tristal, you move on to face Amazing Ampharos, and unfortunately, Azrael will not be continuing in this tournament. Maybe continuing in the next tournament to come. So, what are your thoughts on AA coming up?
Well, I haven't really been spectating a lot of these races, but he came in to the bracket at 3-0, right? So he obviously knows what he's doing. Yeah, he obviously knows what he's doing. So I just got to get lucky. These chaos races are very, very random as designed. So as long as I can find a way to get some experience consistently within the first 10 minutes, I think I have a shot. But other than that, it can get kind of crazy like we saw here today. So.
Yeah, everyone was counting you out when you get such a huge experience point lead, but we just said wait and see to the grind spot. Or at least I did. Okay, I was giving you some credit. I was saying wait until the grind in Sharlock. And Sharlock wasn't that bad. The Dragon Lord was a joke, and the grind, you just destroyed it.
Yeah, I mean, it had to be looking pretty bad. I don't know when, Azrael, you got level 8, because that was the Hurt More level. And once you get that, you're off to the races. It took me a very long time to get level 8. What is my...
I think my level 8 was like an hour 10.
An hour 15:53 for Azrael versus... Oh, goodness.
Yeah, I've got an hour 51 for my level 8.
Yeah. Or an hour 51, yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah, only a 45-minute lead. That's all.
yeah, I knew it was going to be pretty bad as soon as I hit that level 8 Hurtmore. Like if Hurtmore were like level 14 or something, we had to grind forever to get it, I wouldn't have felt too bad, but I really just avoided trying to get level 8. I wanted to prioritize exploring, trying to find Erdrick's armor and the sword and things like that, and I eventually did, but yeah, when I saw level 8 was Hurtmore, I knew I was going to be way, way behind.
Yeah, I missed Garenham for a while because it was tucked into a little corner I missed when I'd already found Sharlock, and then I actually counted the coordinates to the armor.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense too. I had some huge trouble with this map because I saw what I think was the Staff of Rain cave kind of behind the mountain range. You got a preview of it.
Yeah.
I thought that was the swamp cave. So I was looking all around the map to try and find the swamp cave. I found Garenham at like an hour 45, I think, or something like that. Then went through the swamp cave, tried to get the princess, did that instead of going all the way through the swamp caves. And then I eventually came back, went through it, and found it went to a deserted corner of the continent that had absolutely nothing on it.
Literally the southeast corner. Yeah, it was a pretty bad swamp cave. But,
yeah, and then I had like unbelievable trouble just trying to find where the Erdrick's armor, it was the armor on the overworld. I could not figure out how to get through to that mountain range. My map was just all over the place.
Yeah, I actually went for the armor after already having acquired the Staff of Rain.
Yeah, I eventually, I kind of pigeonholed it to be the path where, there's only one path to get there. So yeah, I also collected them in that order too. I got the staff and then the armor, but I had Gwalen to help me out, so that's incredibly impressive to still be able to get the armor there without GPS.
Yeah, thankfully I had counted my way over to the edge, and I was like, oh crap, and I counted to the exact edge, and I'm like, wait a second, staff cave, and if my webcam was on, you'd see me like pointing at the screen, counting the spots. I'm like, all right, that's the coordinates for the staff cave, and I just walked all the way back around to the cave and then went the last little bit from there. Thankfully, I had already been there a long time ago and knew the route to get back to Remolder and the staff cave to actually get the armor.
As I'm seeing here, it was about a 20-minute differential from Azrael when you had gotten the Staff of Rain to when you had to go back to get the armor, as opposed to Tristal, who found both acquired the Staff of Rain and got the Erdrick's armor in about 25 seconds. Which is very convenient to kind of swoop both of those up.
Another thing to note too, when I rescued Gwalen, I was still level 7 as well. I didn't have Hurtmore to kill the Magic Wyvern, so I had to try and get 2 critical hits eventually. I was defense breaking it, so it wasn't that bad, but it still took a very long time.
Yeah, that 30 HP on level 7 was everywhere, every direction I went, because I didn't settle down to grind for 8 for a while. I was just like, this is too much EXP. I'm just going to start wandering. And every direction I went, I ran into Drakima, Red Slime, something I could not run from very often and would just like 2 or 3 shot me. Got back and I was like, all right, enough. I know that there's a spot with Druins and Golems that I can grind on. And then I found out that Drakimas and Red Slimes were blocking them too, so just kind of said screw it and kept at it until I got 8. And then the second I got 8, I saw Hurtmore and I'm like, go figure. I knew this level was either going to be like 35 HP or Hurtmore. And I was just like, all right, now I can, I just started grinding from there even further because I still didn't like having, I think, like 35 HP exploring.
It was an interesting comparison because basically, I mean, within about a 2-minute difference, Tristal had gotten Erdrick's sword, which was in the treasury, right around the same time that Azrael had gotten to level 8 and gotten Hurtmore. So it was initially a matter of, all right, which was going to be more effective? And early on, it was definitely Hurtmore, as noted, about a 6,500 experience lead that was then being chipped away as Azrael was looking for those last couple of levels and trying to find a grind spot. Meanwhile, Tristal was just pacing back and forth just above Tanagal.
So yeah, guys, that was extremely lopsided, but ended up being incredibly, insanely entertaining ending. So thank you guys very much. Tristal, you're going to be moving on to face McGrew, or no, not McGrew, Amazing Ampharos in the next round. You guys have any last thoughts on this seed tonight?
Hashtag screw the Wyvern family. Hashtag ban Ryu from Rolling Seeds. And
Birds are jerks.
GG Tristal, good luck further, and I will see everybody in the upcoming standard tournament when that comes around again.
Yep, GG Az. I guess I'll wish AA some good luck. He might not need it. I'm not feeling super confident about Chaos in general, but we'll see what happens. And I want to thank everybody here doing the commentary and the tracking too for like 3 hours. That's excellent effort. Thank you guys.
Well, thank you guys. Farron, we're down to 8 now.
Yeah, we are down to the Erdrick 8 at this point. So coming up over the course of the next couple of weeks here, you've got the aforementioned Amazing Ampharos and Tristal, the 1 seed against the 9 seed. Also, you'll have the 3 and 6 matchup. It'll be High Spirits, my co-commentator here tonight, against Janice. That should be a fun one. Also coming up just in about 45 hours from now, or 46 hours from now, is McGrew against the tie-dye guy. That's the 2-7 seed. And then also our restreamer behind the scenes here tonight, Ryusation. He has the 5 seed. He'll be taking on the 4-seeded Angry Larry. And that's a rematch from the second round of the Swiss portion of the tournament. So a little bit of a potential revenge factor there. We will certainly see. And also, don't forget, starting this Friday, March 23rd through Saturday, March 31st, it's the Randomania Marathon, a whole week, roughly 170 straight hours of streamed randomized games, including Secret of Mana, Mega Man, Super Mario Brothers, Chrono Trigger, Final Fantasy, The Legend of Zelda, and Dragon Warrior, with a few sequels in there as well. You can check out the full schedule at the Hararo.org link there in chat, or if you're watching this later in the archive on the Randomizer Mania channel on YouTube, it is hararo.org/randomania/2018. And tune into the Randomania Networks tomorrow starting at 2 p.m. for a Pokemon Crystal Cinco Bingo Tournament triple header. That's a fun one to say a few times fast. As well as the weekly Zelda 2 randomizer race tomorrow night at 9 o'clock, and Wednesday night at 9 p.m. Eastern, the first of our quarterfinal matches, and that will be the 7 seed, the tie-dye guy, against the number 2 seed, the Doctor of the Dragon Lord himself, McGrew.
And keep your eyes out for any potential, any of the other 3 potential races popping up in the near future.
Yes, they may be popping up a little bit before the marathon, but then the tournament will take a hiatus to step aside for the Randomania Marathon, and then we'll pick back up in the beginning of April following the marathon and, of course, Sunday the 1st. Not going to have anything going on that day. But then that week, that will wrap up the ones that have not yet occurred. Now, make sure to give our racers a follow here, Tristal and AzraelRavenheart. Also, behind the scenes here, our restreamer, Ryusation, as well as our tracker, Dude. And, of course, my co-commentator, High Spirits, and myself, Farron Burgundy. And
yes, follow the guy with the good voice over there.
Else. Huh?
Yes, follow the guy with the good voice over there. Not this guy.
You've got the good streams. I don't even have that going on.
I just play randomizers and games semi-fast.
And I talk about them. And
Semi-fast.
Yeah, semi-fast, exactly. And also, if you want to check out the info on the tournament, I just put that up in the chat as well, the standings of the tournament as well as the schedule. If you want to give this whole Dragon Warrior randomizer thing a try, the link to the download is there, as well as chatting with the fun group of friends here in the Discord chat. Everyone's welcome to come on in, and the link to that is on there as well. And I believe that's going to just about wrap things up here for tonight. So for our racers, our restreamer, tracker, and co-commentator High Spirits, until next time, I'm Ferran Burgundy saying may your moves be excellent and your seeds stay classy. Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Hashtag Magidracky Facts. Hashtag Harp Night.